Hey, it's your girl Takia, the teacher, with today's Redefining Thoughts. Today's thought is centered around today being National Kiss and Makeup Day. So, for those of you who are not aware, there's a calendar called the National Day Calendar. You can Google it. What it is they give you a reason to celebrate every day. So, in addition to today being National Kiss and Makeup Day, it is also National Whiskey Sour Day. It is National Banana Split Day. There were a couple of other things on that list, but because my thought goes to things that help you redefine you, National Kiss and Makeup Day is one of those days that shouldn't be celebrated by everybody. Because if we're honest, a lot of times we don't need to kiss and make up. Making up is not even necessarily even really an option for real. Like we just need to walk away. Um, and so where that all comes from, in a healthy relationship, it is great to kiss and make up. You have your tiffs, your little spats here and there, your pointless, senseless misunderstandings of communication or miscommunications, period, that just kind of take a left and, for whatever reason, and then you get back to the center of it. And after you actually talk it out, realize, okay, we really shouldn't have been arguing about that anyway. But then there are those other types of situations and those other types of discussions where you ask a simple question: what do you want for breakfast? And the answer to what do you want for breakfast turns into World War V. There's screaming, there's hollering, there's yelling, there's cursing, there's all sorts of things that are mentally abusive, psychologically abusive, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, because you're sitting there taking all of this in. And then in some cases, it can even turn into a whole physical altercation, and all you did was ask about breakfast. That's not healthy. Nor is it anything that you need to kiss and make up for, because there's no kiss and make up for that. There's a whole lot of other things going on within that dynamic that need to be addressed. And so one of them is the fact that when you're in that situation, you kind of start to take on this mindset where you have to do something to kiss and make up. Because after all, like, shouldn't you have just known what they wanted for breakfast? Shouldn't you just, been a little more accommodating to what they may have wanted to eat? Shouldn't you have things on hand that they want? You're supposed to know at all times what someone else is thinking and what they want to eat and what they're in the mood for, because you internalize all of that stuff and you start to look at it as, what can I do to make this situation better? Not the factor of what can I do to end this situation, period, or stop it from happening altogether. You're looking at it in terms of, okay, this is what happened. This is my part in it. So next time I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to be a better mate, be a better spouse, be a better girlfriend, be a better whoever, so that we don't get to these types of discussions about what's for breakfast. And I'm using that because it's a basic general type of conversation. It's also an argument that I've seen happen, and it was ridiculous, but be that as it may, it's a basic level conversation. And so these are the types of things where in healthy relationships, if you happen to get in a spat over what's for breakfast because somebody realizes, hey, I don't eat eggs, and they've just fixed you a whole omelet and now their feelings are hurt because you're like, yeah, thanks, but I don't eat eggs. And so now their ego's crushed or whatever. Different type of story. Like, this is not that type of incident. These are the incidents where everything is a blow up. And it could be from information that you know or information that you don't. But in either case, it's always the same bottom line. There is always a blow up. There's always just pandemonium and all kinds of other stuff going on. And then at the end of it, you're the one left saying, well, hey, what can I do to change this? What can I do to make this different? What can I do to make this better? But none of that is happening on the other side. And that's called a trauma bond. You're bonded to this person because you feel like you can do something to change the outcome of them. And you start to internalize all these things. If I just do this, if I ask more questions, or if I don't ask any questions, as the case may be, and just let stuff go along, things will be better. The relationship will be better. We will be better. And that's a lie. It's actually a lie straight from hell, just to put it out there. You can't change anybody else's demeanor, behavior, actions, their mind, none of that. Jesus does that. You can't. All you can do is be the best version of yourself that you can be to yourself first, and then also to that person. And if they can't recognize that, then that's not the person for you. And this wasn't even the original topic of this conversation, but it all ties in. If you can't be the best version of you, which means asking simple questions and having a conversation without all of that other stuff happening, this is not the relationship for you. It's unhealthy. It's ungodly. It's everything. Like pick an adjective that has a positive to it and put un in front of it, and that's what you are sitting in. It's a whole dynamic disaster. And it's unhealthy and it's bad for you, and it just wears on you and it plays on you because you spend a lot of time in your day trying to figure out how not to have these blow-ups of these conversations that you now have to go back and try to figure out how to kiss and make up over, because society tells you, oh, if your relationship doesn't have this level of drama, then your relationship's not real. Also false and from the pit of hell. Everybody goes through stuff. Everybody's stuff shouldn't have to be to the point where it leaves you psychologically damaged afterward. But we'll get to that later on, another day, in a few minutes, whichever. We'll see how the wind blows with it. The next thing is from Proverbs 26:11. As a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. Now, I don't know if you ever paid attention to things that dogs do. I happen to have watched a dog one day vomit and go through this whole cycle. It is completely disgusting. The dog went running around, spit up somewhere. Sorry if it's graphic and disgusting. And then went off and licked who knows whatever other things that were in his path. And then went back to it and lapped it up off the ground. Let's take this analogy and put it into real life context. You are not vomit. You are not something that can be spit out, regurgitated, unwanted, uncared for, and then come back to pick up later like it's okay. And so in National Kiss and Make Up Day, that is what happens. You become somebody's vomit. They have chewed you up, spit you out, and left you on the ground, went and gone and done whatever else they want to do. And then because society says they should kiss and make up, they show back up later, or you reach out to them later after, quote unquote, cooler heads have prevailed, and try to work through the madness that you just went through. But at that point, you have become vomit. They have gone out and licked wherever else they wanted to lick, done whatever else they wanted to do, and then they come back to pick you up. Not okay. And not happening. And that's where we need to redefine our thoughts. National Kiss and Make Up Day is good for people in healthy relationships. If your relationship sounds anything like the one that I just described, it is not healthy. You do not need National Kiss and Make Up Day. I need to find out when National Breakup Day is and do a whole series on that one, because in reality, that's what needs to happen. It needs to end. It's not good for you. If you have children, it's not good for them. It's not good for anybody around you watching you go through it. It's not good for anybody. But even before you start thinking about other people, think about you. How are you left feeling in these situations? What kinds of stuff keeps going through your mind? And not only that, how often do you have to do this? Because if you have to do it every once in a while, where, blow-ups happen, it's life. People are people. They are who they are. Things happen. But if you're having these blow-up types of things every day, every other day, once or twice out of a week, weekly, something's wrong with that picture. And it needs some time for you to sit with it and be like, no, we're not going to kiss and make up this time. We're definitely not kissing, because I'm not vomit. So there's none of that. And the makeup part, Makeup very well may look like you do you over there, and I'm going to do me over here. And if the two need to coincide, then they will. So if you find yourself in a space that you do have to share space with them, there are still ways to you do you and they do them. And I'm not saying go through the house and not speaking to people or none of that. But it is the fact that at this point, everybody needs to take a step back and do some self-evaluation. Do some self-examination. Let a man examine himself. Let's not even look at what their things may be, because there could be a laundry list of them. You may also have a laundry list of your own. But in this situation, if you can pinpoint, and not just this situation, in general, if you can pinpoint back to the countless number of times where a simple, basic question, comment, observation, in the throes of normal human conversation has gone completely left, completely haywire, and left you completely drained, we're not doing those anymore. It's 2021. We are 4 months away, roughly, give or take, from a whole new year coming in. We are 6 days away from a brand new month coming in. If this is the thing that you are sitting in right now, National Kiss and Makeup Day is the last thing that should be on your priorities list. And this is not a judgment. I've been there. I've been in the space where I kept thinking, well, maybe if I just do this, well, maybe if I just do that, well, if I try this, well, if I do this to work on me and make me better, then things will be different. And it's not. It is not. In every relationship, relationships are designed to go places. Like, take the word ship. Ships are made to carry stuff. They carry things. They carry cargo. They carry valuables. They carry people. They are made to move. Same thing with your relationships with people. If they are not moving, if you can't look back at it and say, hey, do your own version of Drake for your relationship. We started from the bottom, now we're here. But your here is where you've reached together and it's a happy, whole, and loving place, then that's different. If you are starting from the bottom and we're here and you're looking at where is here? Where am I even at? Nah, Chief, this is not what you want to do at all. And so, coming from a place of love, coming from a place of care, coming from a place of concern, if you are feeling like you are in one of these sorts of situations and you almost feel like you want to kiss and make up, find your circle of safety, find a counselor, find a coach you can talk to. You can always reach out to me. My information is in the video description, and talk that through and talk it out. Maybe your relationship's not completely toxic. Maybe you just have toxic elements. Maybe you are sitting in it and you know full well that it is completely toxic and completely a drain, and you are now feeling stuck. You might be physically or financially stuck. You're just kind of spinning with it. Make today the day that you reach out to begin to get yourself unstuck. It is possible. All things are possible because Christ gives you strength. Lean on him, rely on him, and use the people that he has in place to help you do what you're supposed to do and be who you're supposed to be. Because you're not going to be in this situation if you keep going through National Kiss and Makeup Days every other day or every day for that matter. It's never, nothing's ever that serious. That's not a need. And so this has been Takia the Teacher with Redefining You. We're going to stop being vomit, y'all. We are. This is it. Time's out for it. We are done. I'll holler at you next time. Peace.